Let's putter about, because like I know that there's like loot and stuff all over the place out here. I think this is we're probably under leveled for this by a pretty good margin. Frogman knows only existential dread exactly. I can respect that. Well, that's harpies. Something to the south. You're gonna lightning bolt the shit out of me. Okay, I have no interest in fighting you. I like ruins though. Oh, these are the Madness Giant ruins, okay. I think there's a cave. Right down here. Would you look at that? That's an ore mine. I don't really care. Yeah, I remember these giants, these trolls in here are rough. We do not want to fight them. Oh hey, that is a big rat. Let's not do that. We woke one. Oh, you've got an item. I want that. Give. Oh my god. Torrent man. Pick up the item. There we go. Young Lion Greaves. We're good. Everybody out. Jesus, bro. Giant ain't playing. Okay, nothing in here. Excuse me, rats. No, give smithing stone 8. How can you madness me? I am the madness man, dang it. I'm your deity. The fingers bad touched me and everything. Okay, let's see. That's a rune bear. Just having, I do not want to get off my horse. A rune bear just having a little nappy nap over there. And just a rune bear, it's an end game rune bear. Things don't get worse than that until the DLC. This is probably gonna wake him up, I guess. Yeah. Why would it dismount me? You absolute bastard of a game. I think we just got invaded. I guess, yeah. Sanguine Noble. Well, they can come find me. My people! Hello, friend! There can be only one. Oh, hey, buddy. I think this... Can't activate it because you're alive, huh? Fucking gore slime sitting there. Oh. I do bleeds too, friend. There we go. Not bad. No madness, rune bears. I don't think so. I don't think so. Alright, I think this might be what takes us to Millennia, maybe? I can't remember. We in the tree. Oh no, I think this might actually be what takes us to fight Astel? I honestly do not recall. Oh no, this is what's gonna take us to fight like actual Mohg. Alright. Well, I'm glad that I found this because now I'll remember it for when we're playing Arcuras. Because I could not for the life of me remember how to get here. Okay, sure. I mean, we're probably not ready to actually fight real deal Mohg, but hey, we're here. And I remember the walk up to him being kind of a pain in the ass. We actually, like, we haven't done a lot of stuff yet in this playthrough. Like, we haven't done Lake of Rot. All kinds of stuff. I can't even remember when you get into Lake of Rot. Godskin Noble Trousers. God Pants. Interesting. His son Worf. Now we're just randomizing the items here. I don't think I could take Worf. Frogman is strong, but Worf's got that Klingon power. They do things to you. So this used to be one of the places you could farm for runes. You could plonk this thing with a ranged attack and it would do the stupid and run off the ledge. I don't know if it still will though. I think they might have fixed it. Like we might not even be able to hit the thing. Yeah. Oh! I don't think I hit it, but I think I just... It's like, what is that noise? Oh, there we go. Bye, birdie. Oh! There we go. 11,000 runes. The grind is alive, and then you just come back here. And you do this. And you get back up. And you just do the same fucking thing. And there you go. You have no respect for your own free time like a certain streamer. That's how you grind your levels. You really want to do it. Alright, I remember these guys down here. These Albinaurics are no joke. 4-hour play section of grinding. I mean, we could. I was gonna say, I remember these dudes being real mean. Oh, they're beefy as fuck, too. The only problem is that like it'll pretty quickly get to the point where it takes so many runes to level. We'd have to kill them by the hundreds to be making progress. Because once you get, like by the time I was done with the DLC, one level was like probably like, it was hundreds of thousands of runes. And in the DLC, it sounds like a lot, but that's not that horrible because you get a lot of runes in that. But base game, doing it at like 11k at a time is a little rough. Gaius, hello Schmoop, good to see ya. We are so not prepared for this. I gotta play Earthbound one of these days. That's such a good game. I want to play Earthbound on stream, and I want to play Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass on stream. I've heard Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass, that game changes you if you play it. Like, I guess it's actually a surprisingly emotional game. And we're at 37,000. We only need 55. I mean, I guess I can kill it a couple more times. Because I'm not planning on coming down here. This is beyond us at this point, I think. We are not nearly strong enough with our feeble plus 17 weapon. Hi, Burb. Come on. Bye, Burb. Thank you for runes. Now, if you could automate this, that would be a whole different story. Alright, there's our level. Let's see. Yeah, Dex isn't even really giving us... Well, that's because we have our offhand as a bow, or our primary as a bow and not our whip. Yeah, I think what we need to focus on now is actually probably upgrading our weapons. I don't even know what resources we're looking at here. Let us see.
Well, I took you for no matter it's all out your own.
Well, I mean, we could do our Cold Thorn Whip, but Haslow's is mostly what I actually use. So I mean, Smithing Stone 6s. Can we buy them? Well, not here. Like, looking at this, it doesn't look like we have any of the miners' bell bearings, but they're probably all just rolled into a bunch of different shops. Let's see, 2. It kind of makes me wish that they would just, for the randomizer, just to make navigating all this shit a little easier, combine all of the shops into just one big shop. I would rather just scroll through, you know, a mountain of items than having to jump through every merchant to see if they've got what we actually want on them. Because, yeah, like, here's infinite smithing stones for Somber at level 2. We are looking pretty well fresh out of luck. That kinda sucks. Okay, let me think. I'm thinking of, like, mines to go to, because, like, there's one here that we haven't been in. Which, I mean, it's a bit of a ride, but I suppose so. I'm just doing everything in my power to avoid having to fight the fire giant. We're gonna give him at least an attempt at some point tonight. I'm gonna be going for like another, I don't know, I would say 45 minutes to an hour and change. Depends on how tired I get. Just took my sleeping meds, so when they start kicking in, y'all are on your own. Did I aggro something? I feel like I aggroed something. I'm going the wrong way. It would help if I was going the correct way. Because I cannot afford to be staying up super late tonight because I have to be up early so that I can stream tomorrow. Blessed Might and Magic 7. These late night streams on Friday nights, I don't mind them. I actually quite enjoy them, but I also need to mind it so that I actually sleep okay. And I didn't sleep great last night anyways, so I shouldn't be staying up over late anyways. Must be an adult and all of that shit. And a bedtime. Ugh. Even on the weekends. Okay, hopefully this won't be too... What is this? Oh, just a little crevasse, okay. Oh, hey! Soul duplication. Don't mind if I do. Might as well hit that fella while we're out here. Freaking legion of soldiers out here. Make me work for it. Ow. Y'all not got... Where are your feety barnacles? I'm not seeing any barnacles. Well, that's interesting. So how do we get you to fall then? I'm looking to see if they're elsewhere and like maybe we need to use ranged on them. Might also be gimmick. I honestly don't know. Huh. Bah, indeed. Morning, Mail. Welcome. You're doing well today. That's a mushroom, not a smithing stone. That's another mushroom and a row of fruit. God damn it, game. See, that's the thing is that with the randomizer, we're as good, like we might as well just be exploring the open world to find smithing stone 6s as coming into these. Because basically all these mining caves are now is just a place to harvest a bunch of different randomized gathering nodes as opposed to specifically, you know, whatever they may have originally been. But in this case, I'll take it because this is experience, or those runes, I should say. And we are like way over leveled, so we should be able to pretty handily take this place, ideally. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. This is a trap. I think this might be a trap. No. Golden Rune 5. This is the one where there's something hidden up here. Yes. Smithing Stone 4. That is 2 smithing stones less than we need. No, in an hour or two once you're fully awake. Might have had too many drinks. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Spider Bro, figure out where you want to be, man. That's the second time tonight I have seen you trolling around on my curtains. You can be there. Just stay there. And Miquella's lily, just halfway up the wall. Or Triana's lily, maybe. Can't grab it. So I think this is the one that has the really dumb platforming section in it, right? Yeah! Platforming through all that bullshit to get what's probably just absolute garbage items up there. You can pass on that one. You have no one to blame but yourself, Kibitz. No one to blame but yourself. You'd be getting absolutely sloshed right now, and instead you're not. Whoa. Contemplate it on the Tree of Woe. Din's Curse. Din's Curse is in fact way cheaper than whiskey. And if you really grok the game, you're gonna enjoy it for a lot longer too. If you've played any of Soldak's other games, you've more or less played Din's Curse. It's just more of the same, with little expansions here and there. But it's good, I enjoyed it. And it's cool if you played on like if you played on shorter campaign modes too. Like you can get through a world of that in an evening. Watch quite a bit? Hell yeah. I think I have a quick look of it on my channel, maybe, actually. Yeah, the Clan Wars stuff was nothing I ever really fussed about with. Hey, Darius, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Smithing Stone 1. Boy howdy. You failed 13 quests. Yeah, you need to just like, the thing with Din's Curses from what I found is you either try hard it or you just don't give a shit about anything. And you just play and do what you want, because if things go really pear-shaped, you can just roll up a new world and everything's fine again. And really, like, playing the game, you're gonna be rolling up new worlds anyways, so it's, you know, kind of pointless to get attached to anything. Which kinda sucks. Isn't there one of... No. Okay, I'm not where I thought I was. See, I know in one of these there's one of the little baby Astal things. But all we get are row of fruits. Yeah, no, if you grok the Din's Curse game, like I shouldn't say the Din's Curse, the Soldak style of game, it's a good time. I know they've got that new, they have a new one out that's like a side-scrolling kind of Terraria-like thing. But, what I've seen of it does not look like it would appeal to me. Exactly. And you know, that's the thing, is you can spend a ton of time on the town aspects. And I mean, you find stuff to just kind of slot in as you play, like, you know, town upgrades and stuff. And like I said, you dump a bunch of time into making sure your town's in really good shape, and then you're just gonna restart the world anyways, and you don't get to take your town with you, So there's really, in my eyes, there's very little point in putting a ton of effort into it. If the town like followed you between games, that I think would actually be really cool and would kind of encourage me to invest a little bit more into that side of the gameplay. But as it stands, not so much. Yeah, I see you shits up there. I remember. Oh, hello. Smithing Stone 4. What about Smithing Stone 6? might just have to go later into the game. I think I have it set so that it caps what drops by area, so you can't have like smithing stone 10s or whatever dropping in newbie areas. Exactly. Smelly the ass slime that divides into 2 then 4. That's a good name for bosses right there. That's actually something that I've been thinking about adding to Cud Crawler actually down the line as like a difficulty option where it can randomly spawn enemies that are like named enemies. You know, it can just be, you know, a generic enemy that it like buffs up. I don't know, that could be interesting. I also thought about having like an equipment randomizer where it randomizes the... Ooh, Ghost Clivord 8, that's actually a really good get. Where it like randomizes the properties on all the items in the game. But I think that I think veers a little too far into... I shouldn't say too far into that. Veers too far away from me wanting the items and stuff in the game to be pretty static. Because like I want players to be able to, you know, if they pick up an item and they, even if they don't know what it is, like the game says that it's an identified sword, right? Your party doesn't know what this is. You've never found it. You need to take it to town and identify it. But if you, the player, recognize the item icon from like a previous playthrough as like a flaming sword of fire, then you can just be like, oh, that's a flaming sword of fire, and you know, if I can equip that and it's my alignment, I can just use it now without identifying it. And I think having random properties and stuff might kind of go against that a little bit. Less of a worry on enemies, because for enemies I'd probably just handle it by, you know, renaming them in the fight and then like giving them invisible buff effects that do whatever, you know, their properties do, whether it's, you know, extra damage, more hit points, that kind of thing. Because then you can be like, ah, yes, it's Smelly the ass slime that divides into 2 and then 4. And, you know, he'll have properties on him that are like, you know, division. And when you kill him, it says he divides into 2. And then his subdivisions, then when you kill them, they divide into 4. And there you go. Okay, what is our boss of choice in here? Ah, crystallines suck, but it's only 1 and we out-level it. Oh yeah, we way out-level it. It's because like we haven't even shattered the thing and we're dealing some pretty chunky damage here, and it's not staggering us because whips are just that good, I guess. Now she's spinning. Now she's dead. Aeonian Butterfly. Woo. And 3,000 runes. Okay, I mean, that was something. Let's see. We have actually another one over here. There's... one here. And those are probably the only ones late enough in the game that I'm comfy trolling around, and I think there's maybe one in the mountaintop of giants. Maybe not. It doesn't actually look like it. No, alright. Well, I guess in that case we'll head for this guy right here then. Thought they'd be a nothing burger. He almost died by being mobbed thanks to lucky stuns. That's the way of it, man. I mean, that's how it was in like Diablo 1, as I'm sure you well know. You know, you get mobbed by melee enemies and they just stun lock you until you're dead. Unless you're playing a sorcerer, in which case they're just, as soon as they're on the screen, they're dead. time to invest in AoE. Yeah, that's one thing about action RPGs, is that I think for them to feel good, like, part of it is... Because, like, part of action RPGs, at least to me, has always been, you know, the power fantasy of, like, just mowing through hordes of shit. And, like, that's one thing that Path of Exile does really well. You just, you know, once your build comes into its own, you're just mindlessly nuking entire screens of enemies, and that feels really good. It's super satisfying. But a lot of older action RPGs, they didn't really have that unless you were a caster, and boy, does it fucking suck. That is one of the handful of good things I will say about Path of Exile 2 is that even like the basic melee attacks in that game are AoE, and it makes them feel so much better. Yeah, I think we're actually gonna want to come here instead of riding all the way around. Okay. Because, yeah, like, I'm okay with, you know, boss encounters being something you have to pay attention to, but I really... There's something... It's... I don't know, I would almost say, like, meditative about, like, Path of Exile, when you're just screen clearing and just mowing through zones and stuff. You just kind of sit there and you're, you know, pulling the lever on the slot machine, waiting for, you know, goodies to drop, chaos orbs, whatever the fuck you're looking for. And just half zoned out... And then they'll have, you know, boss fights and stuff, and that's when you'd want to pay attention. And like that's what I want from action RPGs. That's what's satisfying to me. And that's actually one thing that I think Last Epoch does pretty solidly is, you know, there's a time for not really giving much of a fuck, and you're just kind of chewing through everything, and then it's like, oh nope, time for bossing. What do we have here? A dragon heart. Ooh, this may be a little more harrowing than I had initially thought. Okay, we survived. Oh god, slugs, snails, whatever the fuck they are. Badness, don't want to deal with that. Okay, where's that mine? It's like down over here. And that's honestly something that I've been thinking about with regards to Cudcrawler, whether or not I want to do that. Because like I want Cudcrawler to be a game where you mow through hordes of enemies and stuff. And it's just satisfying, you know, you're gaining XP and golden items, and you go back to town and you sell all your shit. And that's the gameplay loop that I want, and I'm just kind of trying to think of ways to facilitate that. And right now, it is not what I would consider to be ideal, because the only way that, you know, your front row has, I wouldn't even call it AoE, but the only way your front row has AoE is via swinging multiple times, multiple attacks on their turn. And so what I might do is give give melee weapons some property, and just like call it cleave or something, right? Like every melee weapon group has a cleave value, and that value determines, like on any swing that they do, how many enemies they hit. So like a two-handed sword or a two-handed axe, for example, would have a really high cleave value. And then something like a mace or a two-handed mace would have really low cleave value, but comparatively would maybe deal more damage. So you could kind of equip your front row depending on what you want. Like a mace, you might, or like a maul or whatever, you might only have a cleave value of like 2, right? So you can only hit 2 enemies with it. Whereas, you know, Jesus Christ, oh fuck. Whereas like a two-handed sword, right? It might have a cleave value of 6, so you swing it once and you'll hit 6 enemies. And that would be like another way to kind of differentiate different item classes, because that's something that I'm Smithing stone 4, damn it. That's something that I'm really debating on how to handle in the game, because right now the only difference between them is kind of like their damage ranges. And so what I'd like to do instead is give each weapon class some unique property to it. Like, thrown weapons, I want to give them like essentially like a fan of knives type ability, where any thrown weapon, like basically essentially give thrown weapons a cleave value. So, you know, you attack once, but you might hit, you know, 3 or 4 things. Or, you know, thrown weapons might be able to hit multiple groups. They only hit once, but they'll hit like every group of enemies. And then for like bows, for example, I want to have like a pre-combat shot. So like right as combat starts, before anybody acts, anybody equipped with a bow just fires off a couple shots or whatever, gets a free attack on a random enemy. And like that kind of stuff. And you know, do things like, you know, oh, crossbow, it ignores, you know, damage resistance or something. Just something to make individual weapon types more interesting than, you know, oh, this does XDY damage and, you know, has a whatever critical hit chance. Ow. Cheeky blighter. No. None of that. That's where I came from. But that's all stuff that's probably a little ways away. I pushed out Alpha 6. God, when did I do that? Thursday? Wednesday or Thursday after I got home from work. I got that uploaded to the itch. And so now it's time to start working on Alpha 7, which is sadly... Is this the room with the Astle? Yeah, it is. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to kill this thing. I don't think I'm gonna have the range. Oh, hello. But yeah, the next update for Cudcrawler is gonna be mostly back-end stuff. It's gonna be working on getting localization stuff plugged into the game. And I'm probably gonna... Can I hit you from here? No. I'm probably gonna try and, you know, squeeze some form of extra content in there. I'll probably just expand the dungeons further. Because I want the unexplored catacombs to be, or the unexplored caverns to be 3 levels by the time it's done. And Old Temple Darkmoon, which I still have to rename, I want that to be... I actually think I might have that mapped. Now that I think about it, I might actually have that mapped in its entirety, because I wanted it to be the ground floor of Darkmoon and then down through the ant levels of Darkmoon. Down for some programming streams? New Temple Bright Sun. There we go. Dara's got it. No, I would love to do some programming streams. I haven't really been in the programming mood. Like I have been like super frazzled lately, and that is not really conducive to getting anything meaningful done. But yes, I do want to do programming streams. I do miss working on the game. Am I safe here? I don't think I am. What if I crouch? Nah, mostly. Oh shit. Oh, I corrected and died for it. I was fine. I was fine. God damn it. But no, some programming streams would be fun. The only thing is that if I did programming streams now, they'd probably be during the day. Because that's the thing is since I'm getting up earlier, I'm going to bed like way earlier. So I get home from work and basically go to bed. Like I'm up for maybe an hour. I take meds to help me sleep and then crash. So late night programming streams, probably not. So if it would be anything, it would be midday programming streams, just randomly during the week. And like that's kind of, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Nope. That's kind of rough because most people are at work during the day, so That's why I've not really been streaming during the week. Because, you know, I mean, the Europeans would be able to attend, I suppose. All right, you, sir, I'm coming for you. Well, what do we have here? Smithing Stone 5, we're getting closer. Celestial do, all right. Yes, I definitely have to get back in the saddle on working on Mudcrawler. Admittedly, some of the stuff that I'm going to be working on is going to be terrifically boring. Like, the localization stuff is not going to be interesting to watch at all. It's just going to be me, like, searching for every string in Cudcrawler through all of the code and just plugging it into a list that I can then read externally and programmatically load that in like as the game goes. So it's not really... I feel like I can hit this dude. I feel like I can maybe hit this guy. No. Just out of range. All right. That is incredibly disheartening. Although it looks like there's vines up there. We might be able to get up some other way. But yeah, the mechanics streams where I'm like adding new gameplay mechanics and stuff, those are the fun ones. Those are the ones that I enjoy streaming, especially when it's user interface related stuff, because that forces me to work on it, because I like working on UI stuff in Godot just worlds better than I liked working on UI stuff in Unity. But UI work is still not what I would consider particularly fun. So when I do those on stream, at least I get, you know, forced into working on it. One thing I do want to do is redesign the character creation menu, because I basically everybody's told me that it needs to not be multiple screens. Like, you should be able to create your character in full on one screen, and I agree with that. All right, there's two of you, now there's two of me. Except I bet my clone's probably beefier than y'all are. I was curious how the sausage gets made. Not totally. I have no problem streaming. I enjoy it. So long as people aren't like hyper backseat programming, then that gets annoying, but I've not really had to deal with that at all. I've had people come in and be like, "Oh, what's this trash fire?" And it's just like, yeah, okay, ban, move on with my life. It's a trash fire that works, mostly. And in some cases, it's actually helpful to stream the development, because like I'll talk about things as I'm working through them, and it's like rubber ducky methoding. Oh, Valkyrie's prosthesis. That would be great if I were doing side quests in any capacity. But yeah, it's helpful to talk myself through things to kind of get them working how I would like them to work. Okay, so there was another passage up behind that thing. So how the hell do we find that? I wonder if there's a secret wall in here. Maybe up above. Oh. Yoink. I make that kind of game. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've had that before. I've had people say like, oh, God, what was it? There was somebody that, like, they called my code a trash fire because I had a bunch of comments in it. And it's like, what? I have comments because I'm a forgetful ass. I need the comments. But if people are just coming in and saying stuff like that, it's not worth listening to them. It doesn't really faze me at all. I just ban them and move on with my life. That is one thing that, like, the years of of Let's Playing and stuff, and just being on the internet has kind of trained me into, is that if their first interaction in my community is them being an asshole, I'm just going to ban them and move on, because they're not worth keeping around. And then there's Ela, who after all these years still shows up. Hello, Ela. I hope you are well. We'll be going for maybe another half hour, 45 minutes, I would say. So where in the heck? Oh, is that it over there? Let me equip a torch. Is that a hidey hole over there I see? No, it's just a fucking ledge. I do like that when you hold up the torches, it makes them brighter. That's one of the things that to me in this really feeds into the dungeon crawling aspect. Man, I would play a game like this. Give me this game, but with randomized dungeons. I would play it forever. It's like, yeah, you can see that there's shit up there. Bro, I'm looking. Quit targeting me with your projectiles. Okay, so the path is over that way. Mesmer fire grease. Alright. There's gotta be a false wall in here or something somewhere. DLC grease, yeah. It's the mega fire, I'll take it. I need to make something special for when you first comment in here, Billy, that Geistbots just starts throwing horrible things at you. In a game like this with rope, grappling hook, throw physics, and rope, oh, that would be amazing. That would be so fucking cool. I'd play the shit out of that. I mean, I know that there's a character, isn't there a character in Night Rain that's kind of like that? Like, because I know with Night Rain they have one character that's like playing Bloodborne, and there's another character that's like playing Sekiro. Attack on Titan-esque, yeah, there you go. Wilders, okay. Oh, is it right back there behind all this crap? Right here. No. That totally looks like a false wall. Drags light enemies to you and you to heavy. Huh. Okay. And I wonder then if there's perhaps another entrance. Yeah, there's nothing going up and down. Petulant Rage. Where's my magic stick? Only I had gravity spore. I wonder if I do have gravity spells, because the meteorite staff is great. Let's see if I have any gravity magic. I don't think I do. Actually, where's Turtle Pope? Let's go see Turtle Pope. I might have spell books I can give him. Oh man, yeah, dungeon designers could go crazy with like rope climbing physics and stuff. Like, just having a decent climbing system in your game, like, you know, Breath of the Wild kind of pioneered that. But just having something like that, you know, adds so much to just navigation and stuff. Give prayer books. Alright, I got a bunch of prayer books. Oh, prayer books might have not prayers in them.
Oh, very well. Heresy.
So let's see if he's maybe got any
Very well. Heresy.
anything worth anything here. Got any gravity magic? You do. Sadly, I do not have the intelligence for it anymore. Fires a bolt of gravity that pulls in enemies before exploding. And then incantations are just clerical bullshit, except for law of causality, apparently. And Celestial Dew lets you absolve yourself of bullshit, which we don't have to worry about, because we don't care. It is, in fact, Turtle Pope. Turtle Pope doing his popery. God, what movie is that from? What movie is that from? Where he's like, I don't even remember what it's in relation to, but it's something about they're doing like their popery. It might, I don't fucking remember. It might be Hellsing, actually. I think, no. Incantations are cleric bullshittery. You laugh at that. Dragon Rot breath is so fucking good. Turtle Pope, the autoerotic asphyxiation. Turtle Pope just wants Daddy to choke harder. That's all. Oh, it's Gangs of New York. That's what it is. Bill the Butcher says it in the very beginning, right before he kills the Irish dude. Right before the fight. That'll be useful. Yeah, that's okay. I think we'll be okay with Millennia. I'm gonna go in there with a two-handed weapon, and I'll stagger her, and you and Outrider can just ass blast her with death magic. Did I ride past it? Yes, I did. Here, let me do this. Aha. Oh, really? Alright. Well, we've got Stone Sword keys. Yeah, you can stay out there and be mad, giant boy. That's okay. Mushrooms and a dew gem. Okay. How many runes did it say I have? 32,000. Need about 24 more. Eh, we might be able to make that. It's gonna be close. But we got it. Give me my level, video game. I should just transition into a katana build and we'll trivialize the rest of this. It defeats the purpose of the whip frog, and I'd also have to upgrade more gear, which is probably not likely to happen. That's the big thing. That's our big stopping point here, is that I just don't have the materials to upgrade my weapons to where they need to be, like where they should be. Because like our main should be at least plus 20 right now, if not near maxed. Let's see. Let's come down here. Oh, hey, what's one of you guys doing in here? It's rather arbitrary. Oh, there are two of you. Ow. Goodness. That's some bullshit. Let's not. Let's not. None of that. Two is better, clearly. Oh, hey. Smithing Stone 5. The game is teasing me. I need like one Smithing Stone 6 maybe 2. It's gonna be another case that's just all in one area. I'm trying to think of other places we can go. We could probably check out some of the mines in Caelid, I suppose, if need be. Aged One's Exaltation. What the hell is that? Madness in the vicinity increases attack power. Talisman depicts the exaltation of the aging untouchable whose head resembles a sprig of ripe grapes. This is something from DLC. This very much feels like a DLC. Raises your attack when madness is triggered. That is that enemy, I'm pretty sure, is a DLC enemy. Rainbow stones and a nascent butterfly. Sure. Thanks, game. So there's a passage down there. Hey, Hurricane, good to see ya. It is as of right now definitely morning, going on 2 a.m. here. You're kind of at the tail end. I'm gonna be going for maybe another, I don't know, half an hour on the high end. But fear not, there will of course be the Might and Magic Stream of Suffering and Decay tomorrow. I don't know how that dog didn't hit me in either of its attacks, but I'm not gonna complain about it. Oh, there's another one. I didn't even see you. Gravity Stone chunks. Glorious. Nox Swordstress armor. Note, unseen assassins. Probably more useful elsewhere. Law of Regression. Spells we don't care about. Give me my Rock Fling spell game so that I can finally start using my Gods Be Damned Meteor Staff. Breakfast entertainment? I mean, it's at noon my time. It might be dinner entertainment. Unless you're talking about this, in which case, yes, breakfast. Those are exploding barrels. The red barrels are one, like these right here, these are absolutely exploding barrels. They're not exploding because my weapon doesn't deal fire damage. Let's see, I don't know if I actually have anything. Oh yeah, here we go. So if I do, no, two-hand the torch. There we go. They explode. You just gotta be using the right weapon. Normally they put those things around enemies that throw like fire vials at you and shit. And it's terrible. But in here, they're just kind of sitting around, which I suppose makes sense because it's a mine, but